There is a world so close to the sun that its rocks glow like embers in the dark. A place where the difference between day and night is not measured in degrees, but in survival. No wind, no clouds, no sound, just bare ancient rock, baking under a sky that is permanently black. This is Mercury, the smallest planet in our solar system, and one of the most brutal places in the known universe. Scientists once thought Mercury was too hostile, too small, too close to the sun to be worth understanding. They were wrong, because Mercury is not just a dead rock. It is a world that has witnessed the entire violent history of our solar system. Mercury sits just 57 million kilometers from the sun, so close that the sun appears 3 times larger in its sky than it does from Earth. Standing on Mercury's surface, you would not see a gentle yellow star. You would see a blinding white furnace filling a third of the horizon. The sunlight here is 11 times more intense than anything we experience on Earth. On the day side, surface temperatures climb to 430 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt lead, hot enough to vaporize zinc. But turn away from the sun, step into the shadow of a crater, and within minutes the temperature collapses to negative 180 degrees Celsius. No other planet in our solar system swings between extremes this violent, this fast, this unforgiving. The reason is simple and devastating. Mercury has almost no atmosphere at all. On Earth, our thick blanket of air traps heat, moves it around, and keeps temperatures livable, even in darkness. Mercury has nothing. No air to hold warmth, no clouds to filter radiation, no wind to carry heat from the burning side to the frozen side. Just raw, exposed rock, alone in space, taking the full force of the sun with nothing in between. Mercury is like a world without skin, unprotected, ancient, and completely at the mercy of the cosmos. Its gravity is only 38% of Earth's, too weak to hold on to any gases that might drift up from the surface. Even if Mercury somehow gathered an atmosphere, the sun's powerful solar wind would strip it away, particle by particle, in just a few million years. And so Mercury stands bare, a reminder that proximity to a star does not mean warmth, it means destruction. But the story of Mercury is not just about heat and cold, it is about speed. Mercury moves faster than any other planet, racing around the sun at nearly 180,000 kilometers per hour. It completes one full orbit every 88 Earth days. By the time you have lived through a single Mercury year, only 3 months have passed on Earth. And yet, despite this incredible speed through space, Mercury itself barely rotates. One Mercury day lasts 59 Earth days. This strange combination of fast orbit and slow spin creates something that sounds impossible. A double sunrise. On certain parts of Mercury, the sun rises slowly above the horizon, then appears to stop, move backward, and rise again, all before a single day has passed. It is as if time itself cannot decide which direction to move on this strange, ancient world. Look at Mercury's surface, and you are looking at the oldest unaltered landscape in the entire solar system. 4.5 billion years of scars, craters upon craters, each one a collision Mercury survived when the solar system was still forming. The largest of these scars is called the Caloris Basin, a crater so enormous it could swallow the entire country of India. When the asteroid that created Caloris struck Mercury, the impact was so violent that shock waves traveled all the way through the planet's core. On the exact opposite side of Mercury, thousands of kilometers away, The ground cracked and buckled and shattered, destroyed by an impact it never directly received. Scientists named that broken landscape the weird terrain, a place that looks like it was grabbed by some invisible force and torn apart from the inside. Mercury carries these wounds quietly, without eruptions, without storms, without any drama. It simply endures. But beneath this scarred and silent surface, Mercury hides something that shocked planetary scientists completely. A massive iron core, so large that it takes up 85% of the planet's entire radius. No other planet in the solar system has a core this dominant, this oversized relative to its own body. Scientists believe Mercury may have once been a much larger world, one that was struck by a massive object early in the solar system's history, stripping away its outer layers and leaving mostly core behind. A planet that was nearly destroyed before it even had a chance to fully form. And there is one more secret that Mercury keeps, hidden in the darkest places on its surface. Ice, frozen water, preserved at the bottom of deep polar craters where sunlight has never reached in 4 billion years. Ice on the planet closest to the sun. A contradiction so strange it almost breaks the imagination. Yet there it sits, silent and frozen, in permanent shadow, while just a few kilometers away the surface burns at temperatures that can melt metal. Mercury is a world of impossible contradictions. The hottest and coldest, the fastest and slowest, the oldest and most overlooked. Only 2 spacecraft have ever visited Mercury, Mariner 10 in 1974, and Messenger, which orbited the planet from 2011 until it crashed into the surface in 2015. Everything we know about this world, its ice, its core, its weird terrain, came from just one small machine that circled it for 4 years before falling silent. A new mission called Bepi Colombo is on its way right now, and when it arrives it will show us Mercury in detail we have never seen before. Perhaps it will finally explain why Mercury is so different from every other planet, why it is mostly core, why it held onto ice, why it survived at all. Mercury has orbited the Sun more than 4 billion times. It has watched the solar system grow, change, and settle into the quiet arrangement we see today. And through all of it, Mercury has remained exactly what it is: raw, extreme, ancient, and waiting patiently for someone to finally pay attention.